Welcome back to Mark Halbit's Vlog, everyone. Guess what? Today's a great day. The sun's is shining, and you know what? It's time. Spring's here. It's clear. The grass is starting to get greener out there, and honestly, you guys all saw, if you were watching my channel last year, we had parked a couple of our cars on the road, and a really ruthless, relentless, careless, negligent driver swerved across the road and T-boned both of our cars, wrecking our Mercedes and literally making the Porsche Boxster go bye-bye permanently. It was actually written off, and it exceeded the value of the car with the repairs. Rocker was crushed, the unibodies, the whole side was pushed in. It was destroyed. It was a sad, sad day, and it just kind of brought to light about how careless drivers are out there, and the kind of people that we share the roads with. But enough about that. Today's a new day. The sun's shining, and really, it's time to start looking for that next summer toy. I know my wife, Greta, she's just chomping at the bit to get something that's fun to drive. We like, especially with the sun, when the sun's shining, we like to pop the roof down, go for a rip around the city, go for a drive. We did some drives. Actually, we did a lot of drives last year. In the short time that we had the Porsche Boxster, we ended up we were driving and we went to the mountains a couple of times. We ended up going to Calgary on a few visits. Drove all over the city and around. We piled the miles on in the short time we had it because we enjoyed getting in and driving it. So we're looking at doing something like that again. And I think for the most part, this is the season, and a lot of people buy a car, drive it for the summer, and then get rid of it in the fall. We're not like that type of people, although I get why people do that. Sometimes it's a liability having a car like that lay around. And honestly, sometimes people just want to have the fun and pitch it because it saves storage, insurance. It's a liability. It takes up space in a garage or a shop. But for us, whatever, if we like what we have, we keep it. We generally try to anyway. So today, you know what? Let's go shopping. Let's go take a look around, everybody. I want you guys to join along with me. And I think it's time for us to just go sniff around, see what's out there. I'm not talking about buying really expensive cars. I'm talking about something that you can get in, jump in, rip around in, have a lot of fun with. Maybe not lose your shirt because we're not looking at brand new. We're looking at stuff that's maybe used or slightly used. But, I think some of the most fun cars are those that you can just literally get in and go and not worry about, I got a little scratch on it or got a ding or got some rock chips or we, get caught on a bad stretch of road and you got all chipped up and jumping in and you spill your Slurpee on the floor. I don't want to wreck my car, but at the same token, we like having that car. And that Porsche Boxster was that car for us. It was get in, go, didn't matter. We packaged for the long trips and we had fun with that. So let's take a look. Let's go shopping on this fine sunny day and see what's out there on the market. Maybe check out a few dealers. Here, let's take a look. Whoa, look at this older 911. Those are hard to come by. That looks like a 911S, probably with the 2.7 liter. Yeah, those are big bucks these days. If you find one that's engine matching with the chassis and it's in good shape, it's probably gonna be worth some cash. But let's see what else we have out there. Whoa, what do we have here, everybody? You all know that I love my Jaguar F-Types, but here we have an SVR, but you'll notice it's white. It has the red interior, as you can see there. Absolutely gorgeous. Look, I love the wheels. And you'll notice the yellow carbon ceramic brakes there. You see the yellow calipers? That's carbon ceramic. And you'll notice that front fender right there. That piece right there, that's unique for the SVR. But you'll notice something different on this SVR. There's no rear wing on there, which is kind of unique for these cars. Usually they come with the wing. That is a great car. Would that be worth swapping out my car for? Maybe pick this up, swap out my F-Type R for this? I don't know. Those cars are absolutely wonderful. And those have the 575 horsepower, slightly tuned up version of the same engine I have. But they have the cross-stitch seats and, a few little extras here and there. Better exhaust system, a little bit more sport tuned. So they're great cars. But I don't think we're going there because I love the F-Type, but Greta doesn't really love the F-Types all that much. It's just not her floating her boat. Let's see what else we have out here. Well, here's an interesting car right here. We have what is this? An M4 competition, and yeah, it's got the big grille on it. And I don't personally love that style all that much, but Greta really likes BMWs. So is this something that might hit the mark? I don't know. These are definitely fun cars to drive. It's just the acquired taste piece on the looks. I mean, that's a different look for sure. Of course, you have the competition right there. Look at those cool mirrors. Very interesting to have this little jut out, almost like the older versions. And inside, it looks very, very nice. You've got deeply bolstered seats and some pretty cool interior detail on these cars. I love that orange. And look, it's convertible, so it definitely meets the criteria of heading out and enjoying the sunny weather like we have out here, for sure. Here's another one right here. What is this? Well, we're looking at this little Fiat, and normally Fiats wouldn't necessarily be on my radar, but because this one's convertible, and this is based on the Mazda MX-5 or the Miata, this is definitely a good contender and more reliable than most Fiats. There's another car that would actually be kind of fun to drive. I owned a Jeep Wrangler. I guess you call it Wrangler. It was a TJ at the time. I had one myself, and it was similar to this. It was army green. It was the regular two-door like this with the hard top, flips down, at the soft top underneath. These are a lot of fun. They're cool. Flip up the roof, flip over the doors, open the doors, and you're good. And everybody loves a Jeep. They're not great reliability. They're heavy on fuel. They're just overall kind of junk, but they're fun and they're nice and they're kind of cute to drive around in. So, I mean, that's an option. I know Greta loves Jeeps. We have looked at these and thought about maybe that's an option. There's another great choice. The new Corvette C8. Gotta love that. Naturally aspirated V8. They actually modeled that after the Ferrari 458 Italia. Great high-strung engine, lots of fun. Definitely a modern-day supercar for the everyday person. I know Greta really loves these. That might be a choice as well. The only thing with the Corvette, I think people are still, the prices are a little escalated. They were supposed to be the bargain basement car. There's no bargain basement anywhere with those cars. They were originally supposed to be starting at $70,000. Try to find one for anywhere, even within 20 or 30% of that. Good luck. So they're so ballooned in price right now that I don't know if it's worth going there. I mean, if they were selling for what they were supposed to be selling for at sticker, yeah, that would be a great buy. But what else do we have? How about these great little vehicles? We even thought about maybe a Mercedes like this. Then it matches up with what we've got at home. You've got an SLC 300. It's a cute car, modern styling. It looks a little bit odd. I mean, it looks like a boot. But, the front end looks nicer proportion, but I feel like that back end's a little short. That's the 300. So we're talking about a 2-liter turbo 4. It has enough power to make it interesting. It's not a fast car by any means, but it's kind of cute. That might be an option as well, because those won't be a huge amount of money. Here's a hot rod. This is an honorable mention. A friend of mine, basically in Porsche Edmonton here. This is his personal vehicle. So he's obviously one of these people that certainly lives the brand. He works here, sells these wonderful cars, and this is his actual car. 993 twin turbo, all-wheel drive. The best of the breed, the best of the air-cooled cars right there. That's what it is. There's not many around like this anymore. So, I mean, what can you say? But that's just an honorable mention because they're way out of the price range we're looking at for just a daily rip-about. This here actually might fit the bill. What we're looking at here is an early generation 996, 911. Yeah, the 996, of course, you got the kidney-shaped headlights here. Of course, this one here certainly looks like it's been lowered. I like the stance of that. That looks really great because a lot of 911s sit kind of plumped up, and this one looks great. Looks like they've adjusted it. Now, you do have the turbo twist wheels here. And the older school have a basic mirror setup. This one here actually has a hardtop convertible, which actually looks kind of dumpy in my opinion, but the beauty is that comes off and you have the rag top underneath, so it's very versatile. If you're in inclement weather or you want to store it for a while, it's going to hold up better with that hard top. And then basically, if you want to just drive around regularly, which is what we do, then you would probably look at the soft top. I mean, the interiors of these are pretty average for Porsche land. They're not the most intensive quality, but they're leather and they're decent and they hold up fairly well. And it's similar to the Boxster that we had. But instead of the Porsche Boxster, this actually is rear engine versus mid engine. So the engine hangs on the back end of these wheels versus the Boxster being mid engine. The wheels or the engine's in front of the rear wheels. And apparently slightly poor weight distribution. This is the early generation 3.4 liter flat six. The Boxster we had was a 2.5 liter flat six, much less power. This one here is a great car, looks sharp. Of course, looks like they've added on some GT3 body kit here. You do have some great tailpipes, and this might actually fit the bill because this is not going to be a huge amount of money. So it does have the essence of Porsche. I mean, this is a Carrera after all. And in fact, it does have some of the cool flares to them like that. As you can see, there's no mistaking it being a 911. Especially with that front hood, it looks great. This is a nice looking car. That might actually be something that we end up looking at because it's affordable. You can find these from anywhere from about $25,000 to $45,000 in this early generation in decent shape. Then you have a slightly stepped up here. We have a 997 generation 911 here. So this would be the next brother to that other one. What we're looking at here is a Carrera 4S. It has a slightly wider set of rear fender flares. It's a good looking car. You have the quad tailpipes on the bottom. These are absolutely gorgeous cars. Probably the best of the breed of the older generation cars. Very similar to the 997, but they did very similar to the 996, but they basically did away with those kidney style headlights and they went more with the traditional style round headlights. As you see right here, this is a great looking car, and being a convertible, it definitely fits the bill. The only problem is these are quite a substantial step up in terms of dollars and cents over the 997s or 996s, and as a result they might be almost priced out of the marketplace because now these are getting older and they have some of the same technical issues like the IMS bearing issues, especially on the earlier generation 997, sorry, going to be very similar to the 996s. And it doesn't mean you're out of the woods with some of those technical problems. It just means the car is slightly improved on the styling front. So that might be a great option, but you have to pay a lot more money to get into a 997. And here we have a similar car to our old Porsche Boxster. This one's the S, so it has the 3.2 liter flat six, a little more power in this one, 250 horse. A little cleaner looking vehicle for sure. You've got improved exhaust tips there, but this is very similar to what we had. Yeah, it has this smaller little roof. The interior is mostly the same. And of course, this one has a nicer set of wheels on it than ours did. But these, as you can see, they get yellow there. They burn out the headlights. They all seem to do the same thing. What we're looking at here is a very similar car that we had already, but no point going back to the same thing. This is early generation. The reason you can tell that is because the headlights have kidney grills. The later ones clean that up. And as well, the later ones had a different style of vent here, these smaller little vents like that. You can tell this is an early generation essentially Porsche Boxster S. But we are looking at these. You can find these for, you know, 20 grand, $25,000 Canadian. They're quite affordable. You can have a lot of fun, flip your money after 6 months and get all of it back. Honda S2000, that high revving little monster right there by Honda, will literally last forever. High revving, short throws. These are fun little cars. Of course, you got a convertible. I remember renting one in Vegas years ago. That was a lot of fun. The one we rented was yellow, and the throws are super short on them. It's just really fun. It's not huge torque, but it is a great car to drive, no less. Throw the roof down, roof's up and down fairly quickly, and it's just reliable. It's good on gas, high revving. It's a fun little car. So I thought about that too, but Greta is still more into the Porsches, so I doubt that'll make the bill. But I'm just looking around here to see if there's other things that she'd be interested in. I mean, there's lots of great cars to choose from here. Where do you begin and end? Some other cars were like Miatas, MX-5s, also BMW Z3s, Z4s were some cars that we've kind of scoured over the years. Mustangs, you know, I used to have a Mustang years ago, Mustang GT. Convertible would be a fun car to drive around into. But I think what's, you know, where Greta really appeals is the, you know, the Porsche world, the Boxsters, the 911s. We like the way those cars feel. They're compact and stout. And actually, even more important, because remember, we're always cruising together, and it's all about the experience. Because remember, at the end of the day, it's about the lifestyle. It's about enjoying it, and it's about enjoying that with the people that you care about, the people that you want around you. And so it's more about that than even the car. But the car is the add-on. The car is the catalyst, if you will. The car is the piece that brings it together and helps to glue that together. But it's like I said, you know, me, Greta, or friends, or kids, or whatever that is, whatever floats your boat. Maybe it's your dog or your cat. You know what? The point is, you've got somebody or something to enjoy it with. You get in, you go for a ride. It's something, right? You know, some days we go golfing, some days we travel, some days we drive the car and just enjoy a sunny evening in summer, well, sunny Edmonton, I guess, if you will. So really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you're driving. We just happen to like those cars that are smaller or more intimate, if you will, and more compact, sportier. But whatever works. So at the end of the day, what are your guys' thoughts? Hey, I'd like more ideas. We're on the prowl. We're on the hunt for some great new car. I don't know. Don't want to spend a ton of money. I don't want to, kind of go crazy, because remember, the point is to get in a car that we can enjoy. We can thrash it a little bit, and we drop our McDonald's fries down between the seats. It's not the end of the world. But what do you guys think? Do you have any recommendations for cars that we could look at? Because like I said, I know there's lots of options out there, but I know I'm missing some stuff, and there's a lot of great cars out there. But think about from the perspective of a convertible, sunny weather, performance, stylish. That's where we're coming from. So what are your thoughts? Please drop a line. Love to hear what your thoughts are on some recommended cars. It's very important to hit that subscribe button. Share with your friends. We have the ups and downs. We have the financial crisis. We have crap on the news. We have things that go on around us. But this is the way to escape and enjoy those passions that we all love. The things that just are meaningful to us, that we can escape even for an hour or two of a given day, to take a load off, ignore that garbage job that you might have, whatever it is. It's a way to escape and enjoy. So love to see each and every one of you subscribe, and we'll talk to you all real soon. See you then. Bye-bye.